Hello, my name is Ryan, and today we will be doing a food trend analysis on TV dinners. Now, what are TV dinners? TV dinners are pre cooked frozen dinners made for one person. They consist of three basic parts of a meal, which are the vegetables, the meats, and or like the protein and the carbohydrates, which could be like potato or like rice. And they're all separated in their compartments on a plastic plate. The meal consists of ingredients that all need to take the same amount of time to cook, which is called synchronization. Now, the history of TV dinners. Many companies and people played a part in the development of the concept of a complete meal that needed to be only reheated before eating. The invention of the TV dinner came from three different sources, such as Jerry Thomas, the Swanson brothers, and Maxim Food System Inc. The concept really took place in 1954 when the Swanson frozen meal appeared. Swanson, a well known brand, was able to create a massive advertising campaign for their product and were able to create an eye catching name called the TV dinner, which helped their frozen meals become extremely popular with the help of the salesman for their company named Jerry Thomas. The reason why the TV dinner was created was because millions of women entered the workforce in the early 1950s, which stopped moms from always being home to cook elaborate meals. But with the help of the TV dinner, there was an answer to what was on the table for supper. These meals were convenient as you can just put them in the oven for 25 minutes, then have a full supper with minimum effort, no prep time, and no dishes. Now, the benefits of the TV dinner. The TV dinner had one main advantage, and that was the convenience. The whole point was to make a complete meal again with the main food groups, taking no prep time, only 15 to 25 minutes in the oven, and ready to serve with no dishes or involved. This was marketed to convince people that it was the right option in order to spend less time in the kitchen and to use that time to spend with the family and doing other things that required greater attention. People are extremely busy and food is extremely important. So being able to make food fast and easy to cook was a concept that would immediately catch people's attention. In families, kids would be happy that they got a good meal to eat, and the parents would be happy that they were able to put food on the table without the hassle of cooking. So it was a win win. Another benefit of TV dinners, not necessarily TV dinners, but frozen meals, were that like in the future when they got more like health conscious, they were portioned, like they were made in different like small portions, which helped people control how much they were eating, so they were good for weight loss and they helped people know how much like how many calories they were intaking, how much protein, etc. Now the disadvantages of TV dinner. While people value convenience when it comes to food, TV dinners aren't the greatest for their nutritional value. Frozen foods aren't an issue because when frozen, many of the nutrients such as vitamins and minerals are contained. But this only applies if the frozen meals are like made with natural quality ingredients. Now, when it comes to TV dinners, a lot of them um, have too much sodium. They are marketed to taste good and have a lot of flavor, which explains the high amount of salt. With that being said, excess sodium can lead to high blood pressure, which is linked to heart disease and stroke. High sodium could also cause calcium loss, which could come from the bone. These meals equally don't follow the Canadian food guide because the food guide says choose foods that have little to no added sugars or saturated fats. The second disadvantage would be that TV dinners are very high in fat. This is because fat contains twice the amount of carbohydrates or protein, making frozen dinners high in calories, more than half of which come from fats. These technologically advanced meals equally contain preservatives as well as artificial colors and flavors. Therefore, they are high processed foods. Now, with time, frozen meals have improved on their quality and their efforts on being health conscious. They started including healthier ingredients and have less sodium and fewer calories to become healthy. And their portions have helped with, again, we said it before, weight loss. But these meals have like fewer than 300 calories, some of them, and will not like be sustainable. They won't keep someone hungry and satisfied for a reasonable amount of time, and they lack fruits and vegetables and grains necessary to provide the nutritional balance one needs for optimal health. Another disadvantage would be that frozen meals have like great nutrition gaps. So for a long time, the frozen meals consisted of unhealthy options such as pizza, lasagna, mac and cheese, etc. Many of these meals are made of refined carbs and cheese and lack of vegetables. According to the Canadian Food Guide, these refined carbs meals have some of the part of their grain removed during processing. So therefore, it's better to get meals with whole grain for fiber, vitamins, and minerals, in which a lot of these like pizza, mac and cheese, like frozen foods don't provide. And if you depend on frozen meals, your body will miss out on the benefits of eating certain foods which are rarely found in frozen meals. Um, so yeah, another issue that comes with the disadvantage, like that is a disadvantage of the TV dinners, is that it can like your body can what's the word? Oh yeah, it can risk the chances of developing type 2 diabetes. If the container contains BPA, which is a chemical used in large quantities for products of polycarbonated plastics, the harmful chemicals can leach onto your food. So therefore, it's not the safest choice, like for like all the time in your diet. Now, an analysis on the nutrients. So, TV dinners have gotten a lot more healthy, like I said before, within the years, trying to balance quick meals while retaining nutritional value. So, some quick frozen meals do have nutritional benefits. For example, the examples I found start off first with this healthy choice grilled chicken pasta with vegetables, sorry, which is rich in carbs, protein, and healthy fats. It contains 20 grams of protein, 36 grams of carbohydrates, and 7 grams of fats. The second option is this Primal Kitchen beef and mushroom stew, which is grass fed with 24 grams of protein, 24 grams of carbohydrates, 7 grams of total fat, filled with organic produce such as mushrooms, green peppers, and onions. Then the last option I found was the Sweet Earth General Tofu Bowl, which has 51 grams of carbohydrates, 13 grams of protein, and 13 grams of total fat. Food limitations. Now, frozen meals or TV dinners don't really restrict any type of vegetable or protein, but they do all tend to lack some nutrients that are very important in the diet. For example, many prepared foods or frozen vegetables are either blanched or pre-cooked to some degree, causing some water-soluble nutrients like vitamin C or B to break down or leach out. The blanching of certain vegetables can cause 25% of vitamin C loss. They equally tend to have a lack of fiber in many frozen dishes. Based off the Canadian Food Guide, fiber is extremely important because eating fiber can help lower risk of stroke, colon cancer, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. So the intake of fiber is extremely important to consider. Another thing that you don't see in frozen meals would be fresh fruit and vegetables, which are very important because they are part of a healthy eating pattern and provide a lot of fiber, minerals, and vitamins to help lower heart disease. Now, this is a meal that I found that does like fit the food trend. So this evil chicken enchilada bake, which has some nutritional value. It has like the good 20 grams of protein. It has 46 grams of total carbohydrates. It has 13 grams of fat, but it does have 510 milligrams of sodium. And this is an issue since the TV dinners to the health conscious meals, they'll always have a lot of sodium, which is a big issue. Now, are these meals beneficial to society? Now, I believe that TV dinners and frozen meals are seen as a convenience rather than nutritional. They're good for those times that you need something quick and easy, or for when you simply don't want to cook. I think these type of meals are beneficial to society because they're convenient, and convenience is extremely important. And it's something that everyone needs. And these type of dinners do get the job done. With that being said, they don't provide all the necessary nutrients that you would normally find in fresh home cooked meals. And they always have, again, large amounts of sodium, and they aren't something that you can include in every meal of your diet. I think TV dinners are an all right choice when it comes to moderation and the choice of what kind of frozen food you choose. If you don't eat it too often or just make it a last resort option, then you should be fine. As long as your main source of nutrients come from fresh fruit, vegetables, carbs, like proteins, and fats. Now, does eating this way allow you to meet all your nutritional needs? To figure that out, you must have to read the labels and try to take into account the protein intake and what kind of protein it is. The higher it is, the more full you'll feel. A type of protein is plant-based protein. That should be another factor to consider because they have more fiber and less saturated fats than other types of protein, which can be beneficial for your health. That is according to the Canadian Food Guide. Another factor to look for is how much sodium is found in the meal. It should have 600 milligrams or less, and to make sure that the meal has as many vegetables as possible and that the ingredient list is short. Now, the ingredient list is important to be short because the longer it is, the more space it has for like ingredients that you don't even know the name of, and like and they're all just preservatives, like the list of junk. So the shorter it is, the more simple it is, the more you know all the ingredients, and the more you know it's nutritious. But for me, I think that in short answer, eating like this will not help meet all the nutritional needs, which is why you should only do it once in a while. Because again, like we mentioned before, a lot of the nutrients get like they're pre-cooked, so like a lot of the nutrients get like lost as they're like as they pre-make it, and they also have a lot of preservatives. So it's not the best option. And it's not the best way to meet all your nutritional needs. Now, my personal opinion. I think I could follow this trend, but with moderation. I can eat these type of foods like moderately, but could never eat them for every meal of my diet. And the reason why is because of the portions. Many of the meals tend to have a lot of like very small portions for me personally, and I eat a lot and I exercise a lot. So I need as much food and calories as I can. And again, they're not very like sustainable for my preferred amount of portions. Now, even though a lot of them are very some of them can be very high calorie, the calories come from fats and sodium. And the ones that are very low calorie are just not really filling. And I would want to eat something else after because I wasn't satisfied. So, and the sodium content from both of them would honestly affect my physique and the way I performed, like mentally and physically. So I just personally would only eat this once in a while, not often, only as a really like a last resort kind of meal. This is my bibliography and all of my sources for the TV dinner, and that is it. Thank you for listening to my presentation on TV dinners or frozen foods or frozen meals.